nervous system and metabolism regulation. Welcome to 2026, everybody. Happy New Year. Before I say another word, we're going to tune in so that we can be more sensitive to our inner sensitivities. We can be tuned into everybody else's inner sensitivities to make this group very powerful when you start listening to what I have to say about the future, as also the power that we're going to generate during the meditation to release a lot of stagnant energy up in our aura so that we can be open to receive the freshness, the newness, the vitality that's coming in 2026. That's a yay, everybody. Okay, anybody in the room not ever tuned in with Om Namo Gurudhan Namo? Jeff, we did that 2 nights ago. Tim, you have something to say to me? All right, so by the way, we're doing a little filming here, permission with Flow Yoga, because probably by the, let's call it to be conservative, the end of January, I will have my own YouTube channel. See, freshness, newness. All right, so rub your palms together, close your eyes, look up at the third eye point, slightly above the middle of the eyebrows, slightly into the forehead, and place the thumbs at the heart center. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale. Slow the breath. And that will begin the transition of shifting our attention from the outer world and all its busyness and to-dos to the heart. Deep in the heart lives stillness, calmness, inner peace, and safety. Tuning in together 3 times, Om Namo Gurudhan Namo, Om Namo acknowledging we have a spiritual self, Gurudhan Namo acknowledging that spiritual self definitely has messages for us from the beyond, if we can quiet the mind enough to actually listen. Deep breath in, exhale, deep breath in to tune in. Om Namo Gurudhan Namo. Om Namo Gurudhan Namo. Om Namo Gurudhan Namo. Inhale. Relax the breath. Take a couple of more slow breaths. Inhale. And exhale, relax the breath, hands down, eyes open, shake out your hands, arms and shoulders, and relax. So we're here individually and collectively to create space for us to have gained clarity, peace, and alignment to all the new vibrations that are coming in 2026. So before I tell you all about it, we're going to do some warm-ups so you can get more loose and relaxed. They're going to be all sitting Well, no, one will be stretch the legs out. So the first exercise, warm up, pretty simple. Flexing the spine, hands on the shins. Inhale, sit up straight. Exhale, move back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. In and out through the nostrils, rhythmic deep breath in, rhythmic deep breath out, and start to get your inner rhythms aligned, working together, and in rhythm. Inhale, pull up straight. Relax the breath. Next warm up is going to be twisting. Hands on the shoulders. Inhale, twist to your left. Exhale, twist to the right. Begin. Finish your last left, right. Inhale, center. Slowly exhale, lower your arms. Shake out your arms and shoulders. Extend the legs out in front of you. Shake out the legs. All right, so this next warm up, I'm sitting up straight. Arms are going to be up straight. This is the inhale. The exhale, we're going to lean forward. Ideally, palms to the backs of the feet. If that's too uncomfortable, toes, ankles, shins, whatever you need. So inhale, straight up. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, lean forward. Again, go at a pace that is good for your physical body. Breathe. And inhale straight up. And exhale, lean forward a little bit. Relax your breath. Just drop your head, shoulder, and neck so that gravity comes into play by reducing some of the lower back pressure. Slowly sit up. Shake out your legs, and now come back sitting cross-legged. Last warm-up. Last warm-up, arms are going up to 60 degrees. This is the outline of your aura up here. It's an arc from thumb to thumb, 360 degrees. We're going to put some vitality up there with breath of fire. So arms up at 60 degrees, fingers, tips on the mounds of the hands, thumbs pointing up, eyes up at the third eye point. Take a half breath in for 30 seconds, breath of fire. Inhale. Hold the breath, slowly raise your arms up. When the thumb tips touch, exhale. Keep the thumb tips touching. Inhale, open your fingers, stretch. And exhale all the way down. Relax your breath. Shake out your shoulders and your arms. Now we're going to pause for a minute just to consolidate the energy we activated. So backs of the hands on the knees, tip of the index finger against the tip of the thumb, palms up, spine straight, chin back a little bit. So you have a slight pressure at the sides of the neck, help regulate energy in and out of the head. Eyes at the third eye point. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale, relax your breath, and just sit calmly for the next 30 seconds. Inhale. Exhale, relax the breath, shake out whatever you like to shake out. So now I'm going to be talking for the next 40 minutes. You can stretch your legs out, get comfortable, whatever you want to do. You don't have to take notes, by the way. You can, but everybody who signed in, Flow Yoga's got your email address. I'm going to send the notes to everybody, including OMG, all this stuff. Including OMG, my 4 pages of notes. So you can take some notes if you want. All right, so the last several years have been all preparatory to what's arriving 2026 and beyond. And that preparatory stuff that we've been experiencing has been this: releasing, letting go, shedding the things that no longer serve us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And let me say this also in terms of feelings and emotions about all that stuff. It's been smelly, stinky, chaotic, turbulent, and harsh. But it's all been the soul, our soul, working to clear our slate, to create space so we can fully receive the electromagnetic energy that is hitting the planet. It's already been here for the last year. It's hitting the planet, and it's speeding up those electromagnetic waves to bring a vibrant, new global consciousness to the planet. In fact, the result of all that is going to be massive, global, progressive, evolutionary change. I'm letting that sink in for a little bit. This is a moment of rare astrological occurrence, and there's 5 major astrological events, and 2 of the events have not happened. The last time one happened was 1398. The last time the other one happened is 593 BC. I'll get into the details. So even if one of those 5 astrological events had occurred, that's a major occurrence on the planet. They've all piled one on top of the other to hit the planet. So we're in a transition period between ages. We've been watching, feeling, smelling the old cycle fall away. What we don't know is what's going to rise in the new cycle. That's what you're here to listen to. It's going to be a very significant surprise to our minds, what's coming, but to our soul, we know what's coming. We signed up for this before we incarnated. Before we incarnated, we purposely chose to be here alive on January 1, 2026. because we not only wanted to experience this new cycle, this new age, but we're going to be participants in this. As I said a few minutes ago, we are the receptacles of the new consciousness of the planet. And as more and more people open up, whether it's through wellness techniques or whatever it's going to be, that we'll reach a tipping point where you can see glimmers of light happening now. But we're going to get to a point in the next few years where it's going to be very, very obvious that the fabric of society is beginning to change. And simply stated, the fabric of society is going to change this way. What has been for centuries and centuries and centuries, what has been good for the few is going to change to what is going to be good for the most. Put it in simple terms. So we're coming into not just a new, you can take notes on what I'm going to say right now. We're coming into not just a new age, we are resetting everything that has come before. I'm going to say that again. Everything that has been before is going to be reset. So here's the thing about all these things I just said. Our minds cannot understand and grasp the magnitude that is going to begin here. Because the mind only knows things from the known, meaning past memories and the five senses, what it sees, feels, smells in front of it. The way to understand and get glimpses of what is going to happen is to visit the unknown. What do you think we're doing here? Every time we take a conscious breath, every time you go into deep relaxation, savasana, and if you can let yourself relax, you visit the unknown. And in the unknown, so earlier when we tuned, I said, deep in the heart lives stillness, calmness, inner peace, and safety. What lives in the unknown that exists within us that we need to tap into is three other things. And that is our creativity, our intuition, and our imagination. Einstein was asked when he was doing all his stuff, he says, how do you do this? And he answered, I have a vast imagination. That's where you're going to understand and grasp, at least partially, what is going to happen starting now and moving forward into the next 6 years. I set this up pretty nice. You see this green line, this green dotted line here. This runs through February, this starts February 20th, 2026. That's like right around the corner. This line runs through August the 3rd, 2032. And then I've got the chart out to 2044. This is the magical period. This is where all of our releasing, all the magic that it took to release all our stuff comes into play. It's these 6 years. After that, Neptune and Pluto will just carry the ball the rest of the way to 2044. So this is a big date that's going to happen on February 20th this year. There's been some other starting points here, but at February 20th, all 5 of these astrological events will be vibrating together. I think it might be the first time, like ever, now, in our lifetime, on this planet, within our 37 trillion plus cells. That's a very, very, very big deal. It's indicative of the huge global consciousness transformation that is going to happen. So let me give the overview here. So the 5 astrological events, I mean, again, individually, they're all huge, but there are two of them that are bigger than the other three. So the two big ones, and you can Google all this stuff. Pluto in Aquarius is one of the big ones, and the magic triangle is the other one. There are this whole thing has to do with only 4 planets: Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Saturn is the planet of reality and discipline. Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are called by the astrologers the 3 spiritual planets. Because anytime they change zodiac signs, something significant happens on this planet. The magic triangle is the 3 spiritual planets in a triangle with Neptune at the head of it. So Neptune is the planet of spirituality, mysticism, and unconditional love. Do you think the planet needs some of that, or all of it? Like mega doses of it? The magic triangle has already started, and it lasts to 2032. Pluto in Aquarius started in November of 2024, and it runs till January of 2044. The last time Pluto in Aquarius happened for 20 years. So let me go back. So Pluto, the planet of truth, transformation, and evolution, is in Aquarius, which is we the people. Not we the oligarchs, we the people. I think a few people got that. The last time was 1776 to 1798. Past the messiness of the actual American Revolution, but then it was the deconstruction of what was then the fabric of society, and then the reconstruction of the society with new structures and institutions, which were back then was for the people. I mean, as the future developed, it left some things undone. But for that time, it was a huge step forward from the tyranny that was going on from the King of England. And then the magic triangle, the last time was 1398. 1398, let me go take a step back. What's happening now is the most positive, significant astrological events in modern history. Modern history started in 1398. 1398, from the historical perspective, is the beginning of the European cultural renaissance. That's the last time the magic triangle happened. But back then, Pluto and Aquarius wasn't happening. Uranus and Gemini wasn't happening. Neptune and Aries wasn't happening. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees Aries was not happening. So anyhow, these are the 2 big guys here. There's another big one here. Saturn in conjunction with Neptune. They're aligned, but at 0 degrees Aries. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. When these spiritual planets start to shift, and it happens to be in Aries, Aries is the start of the zodiac. It's the start of a new era. Saturn and Neptune have been together, but never, the last time at 0 degrees Aries was 593 BC, and that in 593 BC is when Buddhism, monotheism, and Greek philosophy started. You getting this gist that there's a lot of change happening? At 0 degrees Aries. So Neptune rules the underworld, water. Saturn is discipline and reality. Aries is the start of a new era, and it's fire. All of the this is like a head-on collision going at 1,000 miles an hour. Neptune, with its water, is going to be like a tsunami washing away the inflammations, irregularities and irritations that are in the global imbalances. Can we have a round of applause for that a little bit? The magnitude of this, I'll repeat, the mind cannot fathom the change in the fabric of society. If somebody went to sleep, and by the way, I'm a student of American history. In the first half of 1774, nobody thought there'd be American Revolution, a Constitution, a Declaration of Independence. And if somebody went to sleep in May of 1774 and woke up in 1798, they'd look around and say, the trees look the same, food tastes the same. What was dramatically changed was the fabric of society, how it was governed. Same thing, God willing, will happen right here in this lifetime. The 2044 thing is this. So back then, yeah, there was the American Revolutionary War for about 6 years. Then there was a 4-year pause for the then colonists, it was yet to be United States, to take their collective breath and understand what just happened here. And after 4 years, they got together in a constitutional convention and wrote up what was percolating in their consciousness to create a new governance for the people in society. And then the person that led that constitution was, at that point, a spiritual leader called George Washington. Same sequence is going to happen here. These 6 years here is to get over the turmoil, what has been. Then there'll be a collective body of people from all the realms, whether it's religious, spiritual, economic, you name it. They're all going to, whoever they are, and the universe already knows who they are. They're going to get together and create governance standards. And I'm going to talk about governance standards in the magic triangle that are harmonious and what is best for everyone. And then there will be spiritual leaders, not one, leaders that will come along into play and guide by popular election what everybody has come upon to vote, what the governance will be for the betterment of everyone. And then there will be those spiritual leaders that will take that guidance and do their thing. Let me go into the 3 sides of the magic triangle.
Are you speaking about all the planet or in particular about the United States?
God forbid I'm only talking about the United States. This is global consciousness. By the way, Kate is from Ukraine. So before I get into the three sides of the triangle, Uranus, change, higher awareness, authenticity, and I already said Pluto, truth, transformation, evolution. I already said what Neptune was, spirituality, and Saturn is reality and discipline. These are all the components that we need to change the fabric of society. So here are the 3 sides of the magic triangle. So I'm going to do Uranus and Neptune, then Uranus and Pluto, and then Neptune and Pluto. That covers the 3 sides. And basically, I got 1 sentence for each side. So Uranus and Neptune, August 25th to June 27th. Spiritual awakening, cultural renaissance, resulting in greater sense of togetherness through collective consciousness. Is this all the answers to our prayers? Uh-huh. Second side, well, I have another sentence of Uranus and Neptune, a period of transformation of our beliefs about reality and how that influences the way we structure society. Uranus and Pluto, about 4 years, July 2025, May 2029, period of radical evolutionary change of social, cultural, economic, and political transformation of society. Neptune and Pluto, I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. Neptune spiritualizes Pluto. This provides a pioneering spirit willing to challenge. This is a very big sentence. Not only is it long, it's got magnitude. This provides a pioneering spirit willing to challenge the accepted way of thinking and doing things, resulting in, here's the drum roll. So this period lasts July 2026 right to February 2032, resulting in a deconstruction of imbalance in any system, belief, procedure, as well as removal of any bias in politics, religion, culture, and gender, to then reconstruct it all in a more advanced and unadulterated state. Unbelievable, right? Unimaginable, correct? No way that's going to happen. But it's going to. And what do we have to do to prepare for all this stuff? It's pretty simple. We don't have to do anything different. We're going to keep doing our inner work, yes. But the other thing that we need to do, which we're actually sitting right in the middle of, right here, right now, is engagement with community. Carolina, thank you for providing the community. Yeah, we can clap for Carolina. You could be sitting here all day in your deep depths of your stillness and meditation. It ain't enough. We're humans. There are 3 core human needs: safety, authenticity, and connection. And if you don't feel safe, you're certainly not going to open up and expose your authentic self. And certainly that's going to lead to less connection than we really need fulfilled. Safety. You walk into places like this all around the world, your breath automatically changes. I watch people walking through that door. You may not notice it, but usually I can see the diaphragm go up more, and you go, oh. The body knows it's safe before you know you're safe. And then you look around and go, OMG, these people look pretty safe too. And then what do you do next? You start breathing consciously. And what do you do next? You relax. All of these are consistent somatic experiences of safety that starts bringing down the inflammation and fires in the emotional brain that keeps telling us from the emotions, from the wounds of the past, that I'm not safe, I need to protect myself. This is all going to come out here. Still will be peace in society when there's a certain tipping point of people that feel safe and I don't need to protect myself. And those people, that tipping point needs to include the leaders of global society. Again, what we have been through in the past is preparation to let ourselves slowly but surely feel safer and safer so that we can release open up and receive what is coming. Let me get to the other two ones. So you got Neptune in Aries. Last time Neptune was in Aries was 1861 to 1875. 1861 started the Civil War. But whether it's Neptune, whether it's Aquarius, whether it's Uranus in Gemini, the last time Uranus was in Gemini, it goes every 84 years, was 1941. 84 years before that is 1858. 84 years before that was 1774. All of these spiritual planets started or right before conflicts, but they lasted through the Reconstruction periods. It's all right here happening now. The last one of these 5 things to happen is right here. That's February 20th. What we're going to feel, and what we've been feeling through all of our inner work and releasing has basically been chaos and turbulence. What we're going to start feeling here is more light appearing on the planet. And there'll be more light, more light, and more light until there come a tipping point where there'll be a majority of the people on the planet that knows that the world's consciousness is changing to better humanity and not to better certain individuals or certain countries. We're going to know it's all in this 6-year period. Is everybody left stunned here? This is all good stuff. I know there's a certain part of everybody that says, no way. There's an old Buddhist philosopher who will come into play here. And that Buddhist philosopher's name was We'll See. We'll see. All right, so what we're going to do now is stretch your legs. Because we're going to do a 22-minute meditation. Why 22 minutes? Why not 17 minutes? 22 minutes is going to regulate the metabolism, balance and strengthen the nervous system, quiet the mind, and put them all in a pot together. All right, so the mantra for the meditation is on that sticky post on the wall. So let me say this. I want to give you some science before we go into the meditation. So chanting, humming, whistling, whispering, all activates the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest pair of nerves coming out of the brainstem, and the vagus nerves are the superhighway of processing our emotions. How we bring them in, how we process, how we respond. So you want your vagus nerve fully functional. That's one thing. When you start chanting and the tongue starts hitting meridian points in the mouth, particularly at the roof of the mouth, and it'll do that with this mantra, the hypothalamus gland is positioned right on the other side of the roof of the mouth, and that'll get activated, and the hypothalamus gland is the conductor between our chemical system and our nervous system, and you want that conductor working. So hypothalamus gland, nervous system, glands and nerves. We feel fine and alert and alive when our metabolism is working, regulated, when our nervous system is balanced and strengthened, the mind is quiet, all of a sudden, you're more perceptive, more aware, and have more depth, so that when the things that hit us, our default is going to be depth, not surface, in terms of response mechanisms. So at any rate, little science behind chanting. So we're going to be chanting, and I'll do some repetitions just to show you the pacing. But the hand movement, arm movement is going to be this. So we're going to start out with the backs of the hands on the knees. Everybody in the room I know has splashed water on their face. Palms have lots of meridian points, but each palm has 17,000 touch points. Very sensitive. Huge receiver of energy. So anytime the palms are up, receive energy. Anytime the palms are down, release. So we're going to take, palms are up, resting on the knees, and instead of splashing the face with water, water is a transmitter of energy. So when you start putting water in your palms and splash your face, that electrical current in your palms is going into the water and hitting all the meridian points in your face, and all of a sudden you feel wide awake again. What we're doing here is splashing our electromagnetic energy in the palms up past our ears into our aura, our electromagnetic field, and moving out stagnant energy. So we're going to chant Wahe Guru 3 times, Wahe Geo once. So Wahe is just wow, and Guru is anything that takes us from darkness to light. Geo is joy. That's another wow. If anything can take me from darkness to light, get me into joy, wow. So it's going to be this. So the Wahe is up here. The Guru is down here. So it'll be Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe G-O. Then there's a pause of about 3 seconds. Pauses, rest, is where we can relax and let healing occur. Doing generates energy. It's doing, it's moving. The pauses, again, allow us to rest and relax, healing. That's why with the deep relaxation we're going to do after these 22 minutes, and by the way, David, raise your hand. David's going to be doing the sound. I guess that means you're good at it. All right, so David's going to be doing the sound. If you can let yourself go, your body's going to start healing itself. My very first yoga class in 1870. Do you know how healthy it is to laugh? In my yoga classes that I teach, I try to at least have everybody laugh at least once. All right, 1971, now I'm dating myself, my very first yoga class, I'm in a field with my boots on, doing yoga with 400 other people. They said, okay, but everybody lie down now. I woke up, it could have been a minute later, could have been an hour later, I had no idea. What I did know was that I had visited many different galaxies and finally came back into my body. That experience, remember, so I grew up in the 60s, I fully participated. So that out-of-body, I mean, I kind of laugh inwardly when people talk about microdosing, plant-based, There's no, everything was macrodoses back then. But here's the not joke. It took me, when I stopped in 1971, it took me 20 years for my brain cells to fully recover. And that was doing a lot of yoga, a lot of fasting, a lot of stuff like that. And how did for the first 10 years of those 20 years, the only thing I could do work-wise was manual labor. How did I know 1991 was the day I got my brain cells back? That was the day I started a career. There's prices to pay for that stuff. So, at any rate, out-of-body experience is going to get you into the unknown. I'm a proponent of having out-of-body experiences. You lie down, you can just rest and relax. And it's a very vulnerable position to lie down like that. If you can allow yourself that vulnerability, you're going to go bye-bye. That's a yogic term. And where are you going? Where you're going is to the unknown. And that's where we're from. You have enough of those out-of-body experiences, you're going to start getting a different perspective of what your soul's purpose is, and you're going to get an experience of the energy in your heart. What else do you need? Safety, authenticity, and connection. So again, this is going to be a little work, all the little aches and pains. It's just like running, like a half marathon. It's not like mile 1 where you're going to get your aches and pains. It's like, mile 8 or 9. I've done a lot of those. It's like, everything's going to pop up a little later. Same in the meditating. Everything's going to pop up a little later, including your emotional brain saying, why are you doing this to me? Every organ and gland, every joint in your body has an emotional representation, and that emotional representation is from the wounds of the past. Okay, so you're going to get, this is 22 minutes. Number one, anytime you need to stretch your legs out, stretch your legs out. Anytime this gets a little bit too much, I'm giving everybody permission to stop. You can just sit here, wait a few rounds out, and then come back in. We're going to be creating a very powerful electromagnetic bubble. Here's the very first time I realized that happens here. By the way, stretch your legs out quickly while I'm talking. There's a very strong electromagnetic field that happens in group settings and wellness practices. First time I realized this, in one of the middle of a practice a long time ago, I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of what everybody was doing. When I went out of the room, I said, wow, there's a difference here. But when I came back into the room, I was overwhelmed by the power of the group energy being generated. Don't underestimate that. And don't underestimate what happens healing-wise when we generate all this energy, and when you lie down and can let yourself go, what is going to happen internally in terms of healing. All right, so everybody shake out whatever you want to shake out. We're getting started. Okay, get yourself set. Backs to the hands on the knees, eyes up at the third eye point. I'm going to cue everybody when to start. And the music here, it's a slow to moderate pace. Enjoy it. Backs to the hands on the knees. I'm going to cue everybody. Take an inhale. And here we go. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Here's the pause. Inhale. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Pause. Inhale. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. backs of the hands on the knees. Take a little deeper breath in, sit up straight, hold the breath. Mouth exhale. Deep breath in, hold. Mouth exhale. Last time, deep breath. Mouth exhale. Inhale, stretch both arms up over your head. Relax your breath. Shake out your hands, arms, shoulders. Lower the arms. Extend the legs out in front of you. Shake out the legs. And for the next 15 minutes, lie down. If it's going to be too much for you to lie down, you can always sit up cross-legged. But get comfortable and as relaxed as you can to allow the maximum amount of energy that we just powerfully activated to move deep into your cells.
Slow inhale through the nose and a long, unforced exhale. Feel the body arriving here.
Inhale. Relax the breath. Begin moving your fingers and toes. Start circling wrists, ankles. Bring your arms above your head. Get a stretch from your fingers to your toes. Bring the arms forward. Knees in. Rock side to side a couple times. Rock backwards and forwards a couple of times. Rub your palms together a few times. Feet, bottoms of the feet a few times. And then hands back to the knees and rock slowly coming up. Stretch the legs out in front of you if you want. Shake out the legs and come sitting cross-legged. Now that we've set our inner vibration for reception mode for the new energy coming into 2026, we're going to say 3 prayers before we finish. The first prayer, the first 2 prayers are individual. The last prayer is collective. So the first prayer is, what's the one thing you need to release that's still hanging around, that doesn't serve you, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. The second prayer will be, what's the thing that you most want to manifest from the heart, like now. The last prayer is going to be a collective prayer for the well-being of the planet. So have the palms together in prayer pose, thumbs at the heart center, close your eyes. Take a moment, a few moments, to collect your thoughts on the one thing that needs to just leave you. Take a deep breath in, relax the breath, and now clearly, and you've got the strength, project that out to the universe so that the universe can hear it, acknowledge it, and assist with that release. Inhale, relax the breath, and now collect your thoughts on what is that one thing you want to manifest that is the deep in the heart is saying you need that now to come into your life. Inhale, relax the breath, and project that out to the universe. Inhale, relax the breath. Our last prayer will be for the well-being of the planet. Just think of your own individual prayer, but within this electromagnetic bubble of us right now, collective us. The sum of our individual prayers will be much greater than the sum of the individual parts. So just collect what you want to project out from you And then we'll have it collectively to the universe. Inhale. Relax the breath. And now the collective us individually project out so the universe can clearly hear what the planet needs for its well-being. Inhale. Relax the breath. So we're going to finish with a long vibrational SAT, S-A-T, truth, and a short NAM, your name, identity as a spiritual being back on the planet. Take a deep breath in. Nam. Inhale. Relax the breath, and may our conscious breaths open us up to receive the new, vibrant, fresh, conscious energy from this moment forward. Inhale. Relax the breath, eyes open, shake out whatever you'd like to shake out. I think we've welcomed in 2026 to us. Okay, yes. Well, hopefully you're walking away with a different perspective of what the future is like than before you came into this room. Hopefully. I'm going to send, if you're on the mailing list of Flow Yoga Studios, you'll get my email with my notes and this picture. And I'll also send an email to you when my YouTube channel is ready. This whole, cut video that we've been filming will be there on the YouTube channel. And then I'll be starting to put other things in there. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Enjoy the rest. This is the only day we've got. Enjoy the rest of your day.